Once upon a time, there was a great king. He loved his people, took care of his kingdom, and always tried to rule with justice. His people respected him, and his palace was filled with wealth and comfort. But even after having everything, there was one question that never left his mind. Is there really God? How can I meet God? Can anyone help me meet God? So, whenever any saint, monk, or wise person came to his kingdom, the king would call him to the palace and ask only one question: Can you help me meet God? The saints and monks would speak about prayer, scripture, and devotion. But the king would stop them there and say, I don't want teachings. I only want a clear answer. Can you help me meet God or not? Say yes or no. Hearing this, most people became silent. Who could say yes to such a question? In this way, many saints and scholars came and went. No one could give the king the answer he wanted. One day, a wandering monk entered the kingdom. He was simple in appearance, but there was something peaceful in his eyes. Soon, the news reached the palace. When the king heard about this monk, he called him to his palace with great respect. The king welcomed him with honor. He was given food, water, and a place to rest. After some time, the king called him into the royal court. When the monk came, the king looked at him and said, "O monk, I only have one question. I have asked this question to many saints and scholars, but no one has been able to answer my question. I do not want long discussions. I only want a straight answer." The monk smiled gently and said, "Ask your question, king. If I know the answer, I will definitely give it to you." The king leaned forward and said, "Can you help me meet God?" The court became silent. Everyone started looking at the monk. But the monk did not speak about scriptures. He did not speak about prayer. He did not speak about heaven or hell. Instead, he looked calmly at the king and said, "Do you want to meet God right now, or can you wait for some time?" The king was stunned. For the first time in his life, someone had given him such an answer. He said, "Monk, perhaps you did not understand. I am not talking about a man named God. I am talking about the Supreme God, the Creator, the Divine." The monk said, "I understand very well. You said you do not want discussion. So, I am asking you directly. Do you want to meet God right now or later?" The king's confidence began to shake. He had always used this question to test others. But today, his own question had turned back toward him. A strange fear rose inside him. He thought, "Am I truly ready to meet God? What would happen if God really appeared before me? Would I be able to bear that divine energy?" The king tried to hide his nervousness and said slowly, "Yes, why not? If it is possible, then help me meet God right now." The monk looked at him carefully and said, "All right, but before I help you meet God, I must inform God who has come to meet him. So, write on a piece of paper who you are." The king took a piece of paper and wrote his name. He wrote that he was the king of that land. He wrote the name of his kingdom, his palace, his titles, his power, and his wealth. Then he gave the paper to the monk. The monk read it quietly. Then he began to laugh. The king's face became red with anger. "Why are you laughing?" he asked. The monk said, "Because you have written many things on paper, but you have not written who you are." The king was shocked. "What do you mean?" he said. This is my identity. I am the king of this land. This is my name. This is my palace. These are my titles. The whole kingdom can prove it. The monk said calmly, I do not need proof from your kingdom. I am asking you, are you really this? The king frowned. Of course, I am. The monk said, then let me ask you something. Today, you are a king. But suppose tomorrow your kingdom is taken away. Suppose you lose your throne, your palace, your wealth, and your power. Suppose you become a beggar. Will you stop existing? The king became quiet. After a moment, he said, no, even if I lose everything, I will still remain. The monk nodded. Then being a king is not your real identity. It is only a position. It can come and it can go, but you remain. The monk continued. Now tell me another thing. You have written your name, but if tomorrow your name is changed, will you become someone else? The king slowly said, no, a name is only a name. Even if my name changes, I will still remain the same. The monk smiled and said, then your name is also not your real identity. Your name can change, but you remain. It means your name is not you. The king became curious. He began to think deeply. The monk asked again, then who you are? If name is not you, then who you are? This time, the king had no answer. He looked at the paper in his hand. His name was there, the title was there, the kingdom was there, the palace was there, but suddenly all of it felt empty. He whispered, I don't know. The monk said, you want to meet God, but you do not even know who is going to meet him. Should I tell God that a king has come, but you are not truly the king? Should I tell him that a name has come, but you are truly not the name? Should I tell him that a title has come, but you are not truly the title? The king listened silently. The monk said, go back, king. First find out who you really are. The day you truly know yourself, come to me. That day I will take you to God. The king lowered his head. For the first time, he did not feel defeated. He felt awakened. The monk stood up to leave. But before going, he said one final thing. Remember, king, the day you know who you truly are, you will not need anyone to take you to God, because the light you are searching for outside is already shining within you. If we look at the world around us, we will realize that we are living in a time when life has become more stressful than ever before. Almost everyone is carrying some burden within. Our minds are tired, restless, and overloaded. Mobiles, computers, social media, and the fast pace of modern life have made our minds more disturbed. We keep comparing our lives with others. We want quick success, quick money, quick happiness, and quick results. But in this race, we are slowly losing our peace. A person doing a job is stressed about work. A businessman is worried about his business. Students are anxious about their studies and careers. Parents are worried about their children's future. Young people are confused about relationships, money, and success. Even those who seem happy from outside may be fighting silent battles within. In such a time, meditation is not just important, it has become a necessity. That is why we must take out a few minutes every day to sit silently with ourselves. Many people do not know how to meditate, but meditation is very simple. Just sit on a mat, in a quiet place, or in a peaceful corner of your house. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, then let your breath flow naturally and simply watch it as it comes in and goes out. Try not to let any breath pass without witnessing it. In the beginning, your mind will wander here and there. Thoughts will come, memories will come, worries will come. But whenever you notice this, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Practice this for 10 to 20 minutes daily. Slowly, you will feel your mind becoming calm and peaceful. In the beginning, the mind is like disturbed water, but with regular meditation, it becomes still, like a quiet lake. Always remember, life will keep passing day by day, but if you never take time to sit with yourself, you may miss the chance to meet the most important person in the world, which is your true self.